We've been traveling across the country talking with voters in key battleground states, including right here in Michigan. But just to our west is another battleground, Wisconsin. And a CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows that Democratic nominee Joe Biden is leading there, leading President Trump by about 5 percentage points, 51 to 46. And most likely Wisconsin voters think that Joe Biden would do a better job handling the pandemic. Pretty key point there. In our series, Every State Has a Story, Adriana Diaz went to that battleground state to see how different issues are affecting the voters there. Adriana, good morning to you.
Good morning. Unlike in 2016, when there were more undecided voters, people are largely decided. So it's less about candidates winning over voters' minds. Those minds are pretty much made up, and more about making sure those voters turn out and also overcoming confusion about how to vote during COVID. The election is certainly in the air here in Wisconsin, the very cold air, I should add. And with that comes fall festivities.
As goons and goblins haunted Main Street in downtown Racine, some locals seemed spooked about the election.
So, ma'am, how are you feeling about this election?
A little nervous. We're divided in our house. I'm for Biden. My husband's for Trump. I work in the social work field, so some of the issues Biden stands for affects me and my daily job.
And why does your husband support President Trump?
He works in the industrial industry, so he's saying that they've done really well.
So what's the dinner table conversation like?
We try to avoid it because we do get into some heated discussions.
Oh, you're so beautiful.
President Trump won Wisconsin in 2016 by just 23,000 votes. That's when Catherine Zarnecki flipped for Trump.
I felt that Biden and Obama let the country down.
Because of votes like yours, President Trump won Wisconsin by, a sliver last time. Do you see that same motivation now among Republicans and Trump supporters?
I do. I think more so than what anybody else would like to believe.
On the same corner, a different view.
How would you rate the president's job with COVID?
0%. The economy is just so turned upside down right now. It's just getting us back on track, better health care, a president who cares. Some of the things that comes out of his mouth, I just can't believe he would say it.
Thousands of people, many maskless, showed up to hear him speak in Janesville Saturday, and Beth Schmidt was there.
What are your reasons for wanting to keep the president in the White House?
When you sit and you really go and you listen to him and you can hear his substance of what he's done. I'm very happy with what he's done with Israel and Jerusalem. I'm very happy with what he's done with our tariffs.
In a state that's already a clash of contrasts, farmland versus city, Biden supporters neighboring Trump voters, it's hard to tell who really has the edge. In Milwaukee County, where 65% of the state's black population lives, Pastor Greg Lewis runs the nonpartisan Souls to the Polls. They're trying to avoid what happened in 2016, when in Wisconsin, 129,000 black voters sat the election out, according to a Howard University study.
Our community is in critical condition. We're on life support. We're on a breathing machine. We're in intensive care. It's cold blue.
And you're not just talking about health, you're talking about economics.
I'm talking about the business opportunities, education. I'm talking about all of it.
How does COVID complicate people turning out?
Well, I almost died of COVID in March. I'm just blessed to be here. So it's another suppression because folks are not just coming out here, especially the older folks who really vote.
That's why his field teams are out every day at a social distance.
We didn't hit almost 3,000 homes.
3,000 homes?
My goal was to hit 4,000 houses.
All 3 adults in Margaret Spriggs' home have voted too, including her daughter, Antoinette Napper.
I literally sat and watched the debates.
You had not sat down and watched debates in the past?
No, I haven't.
What changed?
The coronavirus.
Given the coronavirus, Antoinette said she wanted to see which candidate was best for her and her family. Now, what's really interesting is nearly every single person we spoke to already voted by mail. Coronavirus safety is one reason, but another is people want to make sure their votes count. A federal appeals court recently ruled that any mail-in ballots that arrive after Election Day, even if they're postmarked by November 3rd, will not get counted. That's now being challenged in the Supreme Court. Tony?
Could be very consequential. Adriana, thank you very much.